There's so many things that stem from fear that prevent people from walking in the love of God. And it not only that the fear prevents people from walking in the love of God, but it quenches their faith. It prevents them from having faith in God. I mean, a good example of that is Peter. When the disciples were going over across the Sea of Galilee before Jesus, and Jesus came to them at night walking on the water, and they were having a problem crossing because the waves were contrary to them, because of the violence of the waves beating back against the boat, hindering them. And when they saw Jesus walking on water, they they supposed it to be a spirit, and cried out. And Jesus said, "Fear not, it is I." And Peter said, "If it be you, Lord, bid me to come out on the water with you." And Jesus said, "Come." And Peter come down out of the boat and was walking on the water. But then he looked at the violence of the waves and he began to sink. You know, Jesus' response to him was, "Why did you doubt?" Because it is it is doubt that lets the fear overcome us. I mean, because look at the way the writer of Hebrews in chapter 11, talking about all these men of faith who out of fear grew strong, waxed strong in faith. I mean, you got to understand what he's saying, because they they overcame their fear because of their faith in God. But the children of Israel, when they were coming out of the wilderness, after spending 40 years in the wilderness because they murmured and complained against Moses, which was murmuring and complaining against God, you brought us out here to, you know, make us die of thirst, or you brought us out here to kill us with famine. And God supernaturally took care of them for 40 years. It says their clothes failed not, but whenever it came time for them to go into the promised land, only Caleb and Joshua came back with a good report. The other 10 came back with an evil report, saying, "We're not able. We're like grasshoppers in their sight." I mean, so we need to understand fear hinders